This is Asta of Asta Command. We are here to serve for all of you.
Hello, my beloved Asta. Thank you so much once again for joining us.
Hello.
So we have already made another video with you introduced to us the quantum financial system, the QFS, and I had asked you a lot of questions, so people can also go back and watch that. We're gonna link that in the description, but I would like that we zoom in a little bit more, and if you could talk to us a little bit about the transparency of this system. What is it really behind this? Is it really a legitimate system? Because there are many rumors out there. Many people say, some people say that it's a fraud, or it's like of a low vibration. What could you share about that?
Yes, so we have been talking about how to be a responsible creator on Erica's channel a lot, because that is the most important thing when you're shifting to a timeline, because you are not just shifting a timeline which have been created already, but you are also creating a new timeline, completely new, because of the shift we had in 2012, and we have been ascending since then. And then after a person reach certain frequency level, one can create their own timeline, just like a higher self is doing. Usually timeline is created from 6D, and the higher self and agreement with your soul will create new timeline. But after you reached a certain frequency level, you can also create your own timeline, because we are all a small version of the prime creator. So when a person is saying a certain information, let's say quantum financial system, QFS is a trap, this is the last straw to go into the system with the cabal, all sort of conspiracy or rumors people are talking about. The question you want to ask for yourself is, do I want going to this timeline? Do I agree with this information? Or even you agree with it, do I want have this reality I just heard from this person? So the key is creating the happy, the optimum timeline for each of you. So some people consider 5D Earth will be technologically advanced society. Probably someone like Elon Musk would think so. So he would think a technologically advanced Earth with a lot of AIs. And for him, I'm just using him as an example, that is 5D Earth. But someone like Erica, she doesn't really consider the technology is 5D. Even though 5D and above planets, we do have a technology, we have a crystal technology, but the technology part we use are very focused on the traveling or shifting one timeline or spot to other timeline or frequency. That's how our ships or most of the higher frequency civilization ships do work. So technology, those crystal technologies are focused on the ships and they're focused on the healing. It is not that we do live in technologically advanced metropolitan city. Most of the higher frequency societies, when you visit their own planets, they have natural inhabitants, and they have a natural plants or seas or water, whatever it is they do have in the planet. They are very non-technological in that aspect. And the people are not having any kind of disadvantage by living in, maybe you think in very primitive, means not a technologically advanced society, but when a being is completely awakened and connected with their creatorship, they can create anything with their vibration. So whatever the thing they need, or even they need to shift one place to another, they can just think of, oh, I want to go to London just now, and then they can shift. So they don't need the transportation, or even though none of the beings do eat, even let's say if they need to eat like you, they can think of steak, and then steak will appear because they manifested steak, or clothing. So once you can start manifesting everything by just, I guess we can use thinking about it so everybody can understand it instead of being in that vibration, you can manifest just like magic. So in that kind of society, you don't need technology. Technologies are introduced in mainly a 4D galaxies and 4D planets. So in a way, they can compensate their evolution to fill the gap between higher frequency being. They have no longer necessary to have those technology. But 4D beings, they need the technology to compensate, such as you need internet to communicate with someone who are far away from you. You do use Zoom to talk to each other. That's technology. So 4D galaxy or 4D planets beings, they use technology to compensate their ability to teleportate or communicate with each other telepathically, or see things with clairvoyance, or hear things in clairaudiently. So that's the technology. So when you are thinking about QFS, do you feel excited? Do you feel abundant when you hear the information about GESARA and NESARA? Does your heart sing? And if that is your reality, ingest those information and align your vibration with joy and happiness and abundance. And that's the reality you are creating. And someone like Elon or someone think this QFS is a doom and gloom, they are creating their own version of tragic QFS timeline. And when you hear those news or information, you do need to ask, do I want to create that timeline? Do I want to include that information within my beautiful timeline I just created or I have been creating? And that is a question you need to ask. It's not about which is true, because each timeline one is creating is truth. So this is not about, oh, I will prove my timeline or my reality or my information is true and yours are wrong. That is not the truth. Each of you are creators, so each of you do have freedom to create anything you want. because all of us live in a free will universe. And the Prime Creator love all of us, so we can have a complete creatorship of our own reality. So after you go through spiritual awakening, you are no longer in the influence of programming. So more and more you free yourself from those influences and beliefs. You know how to create with your heart. And this is a part of the lesson and the evolution you are learning.
Yeah, I love that you're bringing this up, the creation from the heart, because it's a completely different way of creation than creating from the mind. So this is, yeah, I think a big realization people come to when they awaken, that the creation, the ultimate creation, the highest creation is from the heart.
Yes, exactly. So any kind of information you gather up and then decided to pros and cons of the information and decided to include that information, that is more of a mind way of creating your own reality. And nowadays it is impossible for you to stop the information coming to you. You do have so many conversations you have with your friends, or you do come across a lot of information through the internet or social media. So the right question to ask is, do I accept this reality or do I reject? Not to reject as, oh, you're wrong, but reject is, this is not my truth. This is not the reality I'm creating. So you set the boundaries. Of course, we always suggest to be mindful what kind of information you would ingest, because anything you watch or hear, and then when you get emotionally influenced by it, your vibration fluctuate. So let's say if you hear information that is based on fear, and then you get fearful just because you heard this important information, then your vibration suddenly goes to fearful mode. This is why we are saying it is very important for you to be mindful about what you listen or watch. We means higher frequency beings. We don't have mind. We only have hearts. So when you hear the information, it doesn't affect us, because we do look at everything as a vibration. So we don't really subscribe ourselves to putting ourselves into the vibration which is not aligned with our vibrations, unless it is necessary. But we don't really feel that is necessary for us unless we do need to communicate with you. So we need to bring down our vibration, and Erica needs to bring up her vibration so we can communicate in this way. But otherwise, in higher frequency societies or higher frequency planets or even galaxies, we may look different, but we do share the core vibration. Even in our ship or fleets, we have our crew members from 5D to 8D physically, but we do share the core frequency, which is Christ consciousness. So there is a range of the frequency, but core frequency is the same. This is why people can coexist within the ship, and they can see each other. So the quantum financing system, there is, when you are looking at positive timeline, means when you think quantum financing system is a bridge between 3D to 5D, and this system will help humanity to focus on more of their heart and focus on their internal world instead of external world. Because once people get enough abundance, they'll switch their mode from survival mode and to their joy mode. So instead of people seeking their job or their method of living, so they can pay bills and they need to live and they can fulfill the responsibility for their families and so on and so forth. All of those obligations and the responsibilities are removed from them. So they can naturally focus on, what do I want to do? How can I spend my time? Or even, what kind of job should I get to make me feel happy? Instead of, okay, I have to get this job because this job pays the most for my family, for example.
Yeah.
So Earth system, the present Earth system and the structures are coming from 4D, lower 4D planetary system for all of you to stay in the certain vibrational range. And this was done on purposely. This is why not just us, but other higher frequency beings are here to assist and sending our ground crew like yourselves to help, because this is not a natural way of evolution.
What do you mean? Not a natural way?
When a planet, usually when a group of beings come to create life in a new planet, they create a being with the permission of the galactic councils and the prime creator. They're creating on the behalf of prime creator. And then once beings are created, their job is to observe the development, evolution. So usually when a being is created and then they go through the range of evolution and the range of expansion of the consciousness, especially the time of the ascension, which is all of the galaxies and the universes are ascending, it's a natural process for humans, let's say, to evolve and ascend without any disturbance. But in this planet, there were intrusion. So instead of going through the natural evolution, means these are certain cycles of planets and the galaxy. So Earth would have been already ascended a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the natural evolution. When the structures and the system that are placed on purposely to slow down the ascension process, that is not a natural way of evolution. And especially that is placed on beings who are not naturally from your planet.
Mm.
Even though they are resident member of Earth now, so a lot of beings, they decided to ascend with you. So you are all the resident of the planet Earth. So there is, oh, you are not from here, I'm from here. Naturally, there is no fighting about who is true being of Earth. You're all from here, or at least have been living here for a long time. So regardless of the origin, majority of all of you decided to ascend. regardless of your original creation. And when the course of the evolution is disrupted or slowed down, this is a part of the reason why a lot of the galactic councils and organizations like ourselves decided to lend our hands to assist your ascension process.
Yeah, but you couldn't stop it, right? You couldn't interfere.
No, we can't interfere because there is a free will.
Yeah.
This is why you or Hara or other species are here as a member of Earth person.
Yeah, but did the humanity accept to go through this intrusion then?
Yes, because that is a part of the free will.
Mm.
They could have chosen the other direction, but everything is allowed by the Prime Creator
Okay.
because part of this experience of evolving in unnatural manner is exciting for the Prime Creator.
Mm.
Because that is a very unique experience. And let's say if you watch a movie, it is more exciting to watch the movie with a lot of twists and turns. And then you love watching movies that you can really predict the ending.
Yeah.
And you watch the movie about everyday mundane life and nothing is changing much, but it's peaceful.
Yeah.
So Prime Creator created everything outside of Prime Creator, which is everything. And the Earth is a part of experiment or experience of the Prime Creator.
Yeah.
And you are within the Prime Creator, the creation as a small creator to create the change within that.
Yeah. Do you believe that the majority of humanity has chosen the higher path, the ascension?
Yes.
Mm.
This is why 2012 decision has happened.
Mm.
And this is why the communication portal have been open. This is why some of the people are already contacting physical ETs
Mm.
or started to having individual meetings because the quarantine of Earth has been lifted.
Mm.
Because of the decision of Earth to evolve and go through the natural course of the evolution and eventually will join the galactic federations as a member of a higher frequency society to contribute. Because your contribution or your experience will be priceless for the people of other planets or other galaxies, because not too many planets are invaded like how you are invaded. And this is the one of the most difficult planet to ascend.
Yeah.
So you will be, all of you will be master of ascension and the master of ascended masters and can provide that information and the knowledge even after you decided to not to continue to live on Earth.
Mm-hmm. That's huge. I get goosebumps, Asta. It's amazing. And this is what Dolores was saying as well. Dolores Cannon, maybe some people know her. If not, she was a very famous regressive hypnotherapist who developed the QHHT technique. Anyway, brilliant woman. She was saying the same, that Earth is the most difficult school, she was calling it, in the universe at this moment. Yeah.
This is why a lot of star seeds are from a higher frequency planets and a higher realm of consciousness. Some of them are non-physical, and they decided to come here because you need a light quadrant to influence the ascension.
Yeah.
Not everybody is listening to the transmission like this. This is not just information source, but you are exposing yourself with a higher frequency light code when you're listening to transmission like this, or Daniel Scranton's or others. So let's say when you hear a positive information about QFS, anything you consider as positive. Erica just heard the Wells Fargo's exec is in training to change his organization to be a financial center, not a bank. And that is more of aligned with Gesara Nasara. And she got super excited. And then she still has her left brain, and she still is an analytical. So she loves to find the confirmation about, okay, I'm in the right direction. I'm creating my abundant reality of QFS, Nasara, Gesara for all.
Sure, we are still human beings. We need some confirmation here and there.
Yes. So you do need to be mindful about what kind of information you do ingest, but when you come across the information like positive information, and then you feel super happy about hearing it, that is the way to create your reality, and that is a way to create your own QFS system. Of course, any information you hear depends on your belief and depends on your vibrational level. You can interpret in your own way. People may think any kind of information on, let's say, Starlink would be the doom and gloom. But when you think of Starlink as the bridge system, means you do need some kind of physical evidence of something is happening. So let's say the QFS, majority of you are creating are by 5D quantum consciousness, which doesn't require to have a computer, for example. And people need to know, how is this energy or vibration or consciousness will reach to my computer? Where is the equivalent to internet? So let's say Starlink can become the bridge, or can become a logical explanation how this higher consciousness creation or system can reach into your level of technology. So it is important to have an open-minded way of thinking, and there's a duality on everything. You can look at everything in good or bad or gray, and the question is, which one do you choose? This is not about who is right or which information is correct. It's not about the information. It's about how do you create with the information you get.
Yeah, and there's no judgment at the end, right? What we choose. It's just that we should be aware that we are responsible for what we create.
Yes, you're the responsible of how you create and what you create. So when you have a brilliant future and a brilliant perspective on QFS means everything is in the right track. And of course, many of you gather the information and you already know about a lot of information about the background of what is going on. And based on that, you make a decision or you conclude, okay, we are in the right timeline. Everything is proceeding toward a change, even though it's kind of slow or slower than I expected. And that's all you need to know. Means any new piece of information come to you and you accept it with joy. Or easiest way is when you are already choosing a joy vibration. Any kind of information come to you will be based on joy. So you will be weaving your timeline through that vibration through that information. So, of course, 90 Actuarians are already talked about this. It is not about information you're getting, but it is about how you create your reality. And this is not about what is right and what is wrong, but do you want that reality or that information within your creation? You can accept or you can reject. As simple as that.
Amazing. Thank you, Asta. Thank you so much.
Yes. This is Asta of Asta Command. We are here to serve for all of you.
So Asta was in a good mood.
Oh yeah. So yeah. I'm really excited about QFS. I'm really excited about everything is happening.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Like this is super exciting. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Super. It was very nice, very good insights. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. And then from my experience, lately I decided to, every day I decided to live my life like what's fun for me. So when I do that, whatever the information comes to me end up being super like exciting, in a good way. So yeah. I highly recommend you guys to do that as well. Yeah. I got super excited by hearing Wells Fargo information.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm seeking for what's next QFS news. The information just come to you, or you happen to get the link of some information and then you feel like you need to watch that particular link, and the information is there.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah.
Awesome. So I do have previous channeling about QFS as well, so you guys can watch it. Asta's channeling. Anyhow, thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much, Erica, and thank you for watching. And for whoever doesn't know what is QFS, because we talked about in depth today, so we're gonna link a video with an introduction of Asta about it, so you can go and check that as well. And thank you very much for being with us. See you in our next video.
Thank you. Bye.